144 inches. Yeah, that is the joke. I haven't heard anything about the dance being canceled or not.
People said it might get canceled.
I'm not DJing it, so I don't know.
But I bet no one's gonna want to go if it's like that cold. Like the high on Saturday is only 20 degrees and the low's 10.
That is what the weather currently says. That's true. Watch it be like 56. Nothing happened. Yeah, a winter dance. Dance in the snow.
Yeah, I know.
Dance like everybody's watching. Okay. All right. Number 10 is plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 8, plus or minus 16, plus or minus 32. 12. Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 5, plus or minus 10, plus or minus a half, plus or minus 5 halves. Excuse me. 14, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6, plus or minus 9, plus or minus 18, plus or minus a half, plus or minus 3 halves, plus or minus 9 halves, plus or minus 1/3, plus or minus 2/3, and plus or minus 1/6. 16. Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 5, plus or minus 6, plus or minus 9, plus or minus 10, plus or minus 15, plus or minus 18, plus or minus 30, plus or minus 45, plus or minus 90, plus or minus a third, plus or minus 2/3, plus or minus 5/3, plus or minus 10/3, plus or minus 1/5, plus or minus 2/5, plus or minus 3/5, plus or minus 6/5, plus or minus 9/5, plus or minus 18/5, plus or minus 1/15, and plus or minus 2/15. Aren't you glad that you didn't have to actually factor that one? That would have been tiresome. No. It literally says list all possible rational zeros of each function. That's what it says. Of 16? No.
Yeah, did you get something kind of like that? It's like, no, it's exactly what it's like.
Do some of them repeat in your list? Because you would.
Right on the
No, why would you write repeating ones?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
That's what my list was like.
18a. So the equation is v of x equals quantity 28 minus 2x times quantity 28 minus 2x times x. When you distribute that out, that equals 4x cubed minus 112x squared plus 784x. And 18b is 2 or 8. And 18c is 1,536 centimeters cubed. Excuse me. 20 is negative 8, 4, 6. 22 is negative 5 halves, negative 2, 1 half, 1. 24 is negative 2, 4, 3 halves. 26 is negative 4/3. 4/3 or plus or minus 4/3. You can write it that way instead. It's fine. 28 is 2/3 and negative 3 plus or minus square root of 17 over 4. Number 30 is negative 1 half, 1/5, and 2. 32 is 1 half, negative a third, and negative 2. 34 is plus or minus 2 and 7 halves. 36 is negative 1, negative 2, 5, and plus or minus I. 38 is 4/5, 0, 5 plus, and 5 plus or minus I times the square root of 3 over 2. 40 is 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 10 seconds, and 15 seconds. While y'all figure out your problems, I'm going to grab some water. Here's the thing. Which ones you need?
Can we go with 16, please?
Sure. 16. F of x equals 15 x cubed plus 6x squared plus x plus 90. What are the factors of 15?
1, 3, 5, 15.
What are the factors of 90?
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 15, 18, 30, 25.
Okay, so 1 divided by 1 is 1, so plus or minus all of that.
How's 10 a factor of 92?
Is it 92 or 90? What did I write? It's 90. Great. Then we got to do all the division ones. 1 divided by 3 is 1/3. Plus or minus 1/3. 2/3. 3/3 is 1. Already have it. 5/3. Where am I? 5. No, 6/3, which is 2. Already have it. 9/3, which is 3. Already have it. 10/3. And then you just keep doing all those, yeah? Any duplicates we don't write.
Is there a certain order you want it in?
No. I would do it just like I did it. Just like I would go through the whole numbers and then go through there. That's what I would do if it were I. I would probably, as I was doing it, cross off this one once I was done with it, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, so that I remember where in the world I am. Once I get to where I'm doing these, I would also probably start crossing off these, because then it would feel like I was at least getting to the finish line, right? Okay, what other questions? Sure. 34. All right, we're supposed to find all the zeros, right? Find all the, actually this one specifically says all the, oh no, just kidding, this one's all the zeros. First view just says find the rational ones, so we wouldn't get any i's or anything like that, or roots. So, what should we do?
Division.
What do you mean?
Like some type of division.
I think we should like narrow our options first. But yes, we are going to do plenty of synthetic division.
Gotta find the factors in 28.
I would write out the factors. You don't have to list out all of the possibilities, but I would personally be like, okay, it could be, we've got 1, 2, 4, 7, 14, and 28, right? And those in 1 and 2, right? Because that gives me at least like, okay, I might have a fraction of 7 halves or 1/2 or something. Gives me possibilities to plug stuff in, because I might not think to try those if I don't go ahead and list those out. I would also list the changes. You don't have to do all the whole box, but I would also do that because because then sometimes you can be like, okay, well, there's not a positive one. Try only the negative ones, or the other way around, right? So how many positive changes are there? 1, 2. There's 2. So positive ones, there could be 2 or 0. And then for f of negative x, the other reason to go ahead and do this is it takes like half a second, right? It's short, but it can potentially save you a lot of time. So how many negative changes are there? 1, which means there's definitely 1. So start with the negatives, right? Negative. Go ahead and cross that one out so we don't forget what we're doing. So there, for the imaginary, there could either be 0 or 2, right? No, yeah, yes, 0 or 2. I said or 3, and then I was like, that can't be 3, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's, anyway, we're good to go. Bruh, you trying to fight me? Okay, what do we want to try? -1, sounds great, let's do it. -1. 2, -7, negative, that's a 7. Try again. -8, 28. 2, -2, -9, 9. What? Not going to work. These problems can kind of feel a little bit tedious, but when you realize you can check stuff that fast, it's no big deal. Okay, what do we want to try now? 2. Positive 2. Gutsy move, Maverick. We know there's a negative. It's fine. We'll try 2. Why not? It's like I already did it. I know it works. Shut up. Stop talking to me. Get on my level. 2, -7, -8, 28. 2, 4, -3, -6, -14, -28. He did work. We found one. Now what?
Does that mean there has to be two positive ones?
Yeah, that's true. If there's 1, there's got to be 2. That's a good thought. Absolutely. Now that just means there's 2 positive real ones, so they can still be like irrational and stuff. But what do we do? What do we do next? How about we just factor it, or quadratic formula, because we're down to squared, right? Because now we've got 2x squared minus 3x minus 14 equals 0. So we could just factor it, or if it doesn't factor, we could complete the square or quadratic formula or whatever.
I don't think it factors.
Okay, we're going to say we don't think it factors, so let's jump to quadratic formula. Or do you want to complete the square?
Do you have to split the 2, or could you leave like 2x and then an x in another thing?
Yeah, it would be 2x and x in the other one.
Could you do 2 and 4, 2 and 7?
So what you're telling me is this. He didn't see the 2. Maybe it does factor. 2x and x. 7. 2. So that'd be 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 2 is 4. Minus, plus. Minus, plus. He works. He does factor. Which we would have figured out once we finished the quadratic formula and got rational numbers and been like, oh, well, there you go. That's fine. It did. Good job, team. So 7 halves, which was a possibility. Hey, that's even, I didn't even look at the key, but that was the one I said. Okay, great. 7 halves and -2. There's the negative one. Oh, except that and 2. Flamio. Flamio, Hotman.
Could you just write it as plus or minus 2?
Yes. Yes, you could write it as just plus or minus 2. That would be totally fine. What other questions for this lesson do we have, kids? Sure. $36. Neville's least favorite number. F of x equals x to the 5th. Oh no. Minus 2x to the 4th minus 12